Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 29th of December 2024. Um, Today's video is 1400 years of pestilence. I didn't want to speak before we start because soon the new year will start. So, my happiest wishes for all those who follow us, follow me, and for everyone. We hope it's a new year, and we hope that everyone will be at peace, love, and happiness. Okay, let's start. 1400 years of pestilence. I didn't want to talk about Syria and what's happening in Syria until now because depending on the news you hear or you read, um, if you are Muslim Sunni, you get a picture. If you are Muslim Shiite, you get a different picture. If you are left wing atheist, you get a third picture, and so on and so forth. And in the beginning, things were not so clear. Anyway, nonetheless, we hope the best for the Syrian people, although I am not really optimistic about that. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm very wrong. However, this is my feeling, my own personal feeling. To speak about what's going on in Syria, we really have to go back to visit the situation 1400 years ago when the founder of this ideology came in Arabia and started whatever he started. Back then, the people who followed him, they followed him in, to go whatever invasion he was invading, whatever looting he was looting, whatever he was doing, they were all united with him and all fought with him, killed with him, looted with him, and raped women with him, the women who were taken captive from these battles. There was no division, real division, no, while he was alive. The division happened at the moment of his death. And that tells you something very clear. I mean, for anyone who uses his head, unfortunately, I'm not saying that to humiliate his followers, but unfortunately, most of them, they just follow, obey, and follow, and they don't think whatever the Muslim clerk tell them, they take it as like a law. Okay. So after the death of the founder of this ideology, because it wasn't really about peace, love, or whatever they are trying to convey to us today. No. It was about invading, looting, subjugation, money, wealth, and sex. Who can rape whom? Plain and simple. And as long as the one who founded this ideology is the leader, everybody followed. The moment he died, this when they split, each one wants the share of the lion's share. Everyone wants to be the leader. Why? Because he can control the money and he can demand which of the women can come to him first. For example, when Safiya bint Huyay, I always speak, but also Rihana and Guayriya, these three Jewish women, they were actually very pretty, very young. They were either 20 or early 20, young, attractive, and they are of wealthy families. So they were well taken care of. They took care of themselves. So they were clean, they were beautiful, and so on and so forth. So the Prophet of Allah took them to himself first. So the people who were following him, they were aware of that. The person who leads, he will get the lion's share. The Prophet of Allah used to claim 20% of the booties for himself first. So let's say they go out and invade a country, and let's say the wealth, the gold and silver of this country, let's say it in dollar. Let's say they have $10 million in the safe. Okay, 2 million will go to the Prophet of Allah. 8 million divided among the whole army. So to be the leader, it has a lot of benefit. First, you will get 20% as a warlord. Two, you will get the women of your choice. So you will look at the booties after it's done, you will take 20%, and then you look at the women and choose the finest for yourself. So there is direct benefit there. So everyone wanted to be the leader. So what happened? To be fair, the nephew of the founder of Islam, his name was Ali. He became the fourth caliphate. I mean, he was his nephew, and he was married to his daughter. So I mean, automatically, I think of the mafia, a group of mafia. Let's say I am a leader of a mafia group. I have one daughter, and this daughter married to my nephew. And I have faithful followers. When I get old, automatically, whom should I designate as the leader? My daughter and her husband and their sons. They had two sons later on. However, reality is, history says that the other people left Ali. Ali is the nephew, busy washing the founder of Islam, preparing him for burial, and they conspire with other people, other group, and they claimed the authority. And after that, they killed each other. For those who don't know the history, and then from this moment on, those who supported the caliphate, called themselves Sunnis, and those who supported the nephew and the daughter and their sons, called Shiite. They have been murdering each other since then until today. And the picture I'm putting on the video is one representing Sunni, one representing Shiite. So that pestilence had stayed with us since the beginning. Okay, the same way of thinking is myself, me, and I first. Okay, so you have the president who ran away to Moscow, Al-Assad. He is Alawite. Alawite is a sect within the sect of Shiite. So he's considered Shiite. Okay? He is Shiite. Whereas the transitional government is Sunni. He was with Osama bin Laden, with ISIS, with Al Qaeda, with ISIS, and he is clearly a violent man. His history says so. Okay, and I'm not saying that the other side was clean either. They are both two sides of one coin. And if you take that back 1400 years ago, where when the founder was alive, they would be one unit. But now each one is seeking the authority, the money, the wealth, the control. That what the Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, left us with. Greed, control, uncontrolled desire for sex. Because sex is very important for the continuation of each species on earth. If there is no communication between male and female, man and woman, we are putting our own end. So there has to be marriage and relationship between man and woman, between male and female, and so on and so forth, for life to continue. However, it's like to exist, to survive, you need to eat. But you cannot eat 24 hours a day. Okay? Some people enjoy having a glass of wine. That's okay, a glass of wine a day, it's not a big deal. But to drink like 20 glasses every day, you become alcoholic. So there is some, how do you call, control here. However, that word control was hardly practiced by the founder, and therefore it's hardly practiced by his followers. He was the head. They follow in his footsteps. So when you read a story, one of the hadith tells you that he saw a Muslim woman covered passing in front of him, and he gets excited sexually, and he goes to his wife and tell her to take her clothes off and to take care of him sexually. And once he is done, he comes out back to his friends, his followers, and he tells them, I went inside for my wife to take care of me because I got excited when I saw this woman passing, and she was not naked. So obviously there is a self-control problem in the beginning. And who would want to follow such a person unless you are infected with the same disease or the same pestilence? So the result of such behavior after the death of the founder of this ideology, these two groups, these two factions, those who followed the first caliphate, or the first follower, the oldest man whom his daughter was married to the founder, they created a faction, and his nephew created a faction. They clashed. Two very important battles. One was called Al-Camel Battle. His wife, the wife of the founder, went to fight the nephew of the founder, and his wife, who was the daughter of the founder. So the wife of the founder fighting the daughter and the husband of the daughter, who is his nephew. The nephew and the daughter married together, and the wife, they clash. That battle, they say approximately, it was called Al-Gamal battle. Al-Gamal means the camel. They called it the camel battle. Approximately 40,000 Muslim between this group and that group died, killed. And they continue on. Another battle was called the Battle of Siffin. Approximately 70,000 Muslim were killed in this battle. That was not America, United States invading Iraq or Iran or China. No, that was Muslim against Muslim, Muslim Sunni against Muslim Shia. Actually, in the beginning, there was no hardly any difference in tradition. It's just name who belongs to what group. That's it. So now, after 1400 years of this pestilence, we came back to the same point. The problem is not solved. The problem is the same. One man, Sunni, representing the Islamic Sunni, who is Ahmad al-Shara, the guy, al-Gulani or Ahmad al-Shara, the guy who took over Syria now, is Sunni. And the one who left is Shiite. And this problem was never solved, was never put to rest. And that's why I feel this, regardless, when I heard this guy talking, he's saying all the right things. I mean, the journalist really couldn't catch him in any way. They advised him well how to speak. He doesn't speak like a Muslim anymore. However, deep inside, I could see that he's a Muslim. I could see that the ideology of Osama bin Laden, al-Zarqawi, all these people is in him. You can't take it out. It's there. And there's something in this ideology called taqiyya. Taqiyya is to say something, but you don't need to say what do you mean. Just let them hear what they want to hear so that you can get away with whatever you can get away with. And I basically feel this is happening today, and unfortunately, those who interviewed him, he seems to be convincing. They are actually from the West, and he might be convincing to them. I waited and I listened to Muslim Sunni, they give their own perspective, Muslim Shia give their own perspective, the Arabic media, the Egyptian media, and each has his own angle trying to justify what's happening, including the Egyptian authority. They are concerned, and they are concerned in a different way because they don't want to be next, because that could catch fire in the Middle East and the whole region can be put out of control. I think Israel had clear understanding of that, and they didn't want to shake the situation up. But when it came to October 7th, they had to fight tooth and nail to get themselves settled and to make things clear. And now we can see that the previous president, al-Assad, he had to run away from his country. Iran, the country that was supporting him, standing next to him, and Russia that was supporting him, both of them are exhausted. Russia is exhausted in Ukraine. They couldn't even send a couple of planes to protect the sky. And Iran, Israel exhausted Iran before even going into any battle. They destroyed the first rank, the second rank, the third rank, and the fourth rank of their military without going to battle. They destroyed all the tentacle of Iran going in Israel, going to Syria, going to Lebanon, going to Gaza. They destroyed all these tentacle from Iran. So Iran couldn't protect al-Assad, so he had to run to stay in Moscow. And I really don't think, I don't know how long he will live in Moscow. I don't think he would live long. Okay? So, in my opinion, it might be pessimistic opinion, but that's how I feel. It's not a very bright future for Syria. However, there is hope because since the internet came and the social media, people can really get a lot of information. And that's why, in my own opinion, that is why Islam, that pestilence that came to us 1400 years ago, is in a rapid collapse. We thank you very much and we hope to hear from you.